to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Schmidt.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. To Freddie B is going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello, hello. What's up, Smith?
What's up, Webb? I'm Smith. That's Webb. We are the Wager Makers. Thank you all for joining us. It is playoff NFL football season right now. The next season starts right now. The one we get fired up for. It's here, Webb. Playoff football is here.
Exciting, man. Good shit going on. I mean, there's a couple of some stuff. The injuries with Tua, I think, kind of makes that one game a little bit difficult. But yeah, man, it's great. It's great. It's wide open, I think, too.
I'm a little nervous, Webb, because usually this wild card round, I'm a little bit flip a coinish, but there's a couple games I intriguingly like out there this week, and that makes me a little nervous. I'm like,
excellent point, my friend. I'm in the same. Like, wait a second. I don't
know if the games we're going to agree on, but I have a couple games that I like.
I have majority of them. I have pretty strong feelings. So I was like, yeah. Actually, that was that's not good. That's not good.
So, real quick, we love giving out money, Webb. We love giving out money.
That's what we do best.
Yeah. Congratulations to Freddie Burwell. My man Freddie Burwell came up. And by the way, Rev G, can't say enough about the man. The picks, the dude's turning into a wager maker legend here.
That's right.
But Rev G lost out in the tiebreaker. But great job, both guys. But Freddie gets the money. Freddie, money's coming to you soon. I'm waiting for my Venmo to get opened up back again. I got a little. I took something out of the wrong account on one Venmo, so he shut me down for a couple days. But you guys went 29-14, Webb, in college bowl picks against the spread. Unbelievable.
What's that number? I mean, so they were.
That's got to be 66%, right? If it was 30-15, that would be 66%. So 29-14 is right.
I think Rev was saying it was 69. I mean, that is making money numbers right there. If you're over 65%, you could do that. You're making a significant, not a significant, but you're making money. Good money. So kudos to them. Maybe they should have a show, and we should probably play their games.
Yeah,
good.
So awesome job.
And
awesome job. Go ahead.
Did we talk about it last? Rev G had like a 1-4 week, and then he came real
1-4 day. I think he had a 1-4 day, and then came right back the next couple of days winning.
Yeah, so that was good. We said that last week. But hey, good for him. It was good fun to watch. I mean, getting into it, it was back and forth, and I like you said, we said it last week as well. The talk on the message boards there was pretty good.
Yeah, it came down to the tiebreaker. Freddie had a higher score on his tiebreaker, and of course, Georgia just.
Yeah, I mean that was almost like stop. Like
it was disappointed in myself for not just sticking with the SEC like I do all the time. I think, but like I said, I didn't go big on this one. I said that last week. Don't go big. We like the over, but I said don't go big because I didn't love the laying of 15 points. But I should have laid. However, we could have laid 40 points, 50 points.
You did call it. I mean, you said Georgia can score. And I was a little. I mean, that was just absurd how they just kept doing that. I mean, that was too much. It was overkill. I didn't need to do that. I didn't think, but I shut it off long before it got to 6.
Well, I was on the over, so I just kept it going until we got to the because you never know when a team's really going to take the foot off the gas. But they were still handing the ball off and running 30-yard touchdowns.
Right, that was the thing. I mean, that's right. It's Sonny Dykes did a great job with TCU, but that was just like
great season for TCU, but overmatched completely.
Completely.
Makes you wonder what the fuck Michigan was doing. What did Michigan do the week before? Unbelievable, because Ohio State gave Georgia a better run. Obviously, they were down to the last play of the game at Ohio State.
Sure,
and,
I mean,
missed
for
field goal
offensive
away.
Purposes, Ohio State won the fight. They beat them. I mean, it's if that was give that kid another kick or whatever, give him another 10 yards, but. I mean, that was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Shout out to a couple hometown guys, man. My boy, my fraternity big brother, Webb, came to town last week with his son, Darren McDonald, came to town with Tyler. We had a fucking awesome-ass time. Went to the Saints game, hung out with Garjula a whole bunch, had a good old time in New Orleans. I don't know, but when you're hanging with us, Webb, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
You can be 12, be hanging out, the shot share. Doesn't really matter. Really matter.
Right. That's right.
So we had a good old time at the Saints game. Of course, the Saints fucking laid a sorry ass egg.
Dude, that was so bad. So I felt bad for you guys. I was like, they can't even score for this motherfucker.
They scored an opening drive, go right down the field, touchdown. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I think we're gonna
Right.
do this, and then they go the entire fucking game, and every time they get in the red zone, just shoot 2 missed field goals,
Right.
and just get in the red zone and a penalty or a fumble, like, dude, come on, you're just giving them. It was exactly like the Saints season went,
right?
But I don't want to get into that. Anyway, also Herm Sorcher, he's sending his the Danbury hat tricks, man. They're coming down to play in Biloxi, Mississippi this weekend.
Get out of here.
And but Herm calls me yesterday. He's not making the trip. I'm like, what do you mean not fucking making the trip? We're doing it. You guys come. So he was gonna send the bus of the team over yesterday. They didn't make it because the airlines are so fucked up in this country. What the hell's going on around here?
Awful. But
so they might be come by Saturday evening after the game in Biloxi before they fly out of New Orleans. But
there you go.
Anyway,
let's go hat tricks.
Go Hamburg. Rabbits. Go Rabbit. Hat trick.
That's right. So
hey,
little bit of trivia. Did you know that Danbury used to be the hat capital of the United States and/or the world?
I did not. So is that where they get the name? That's because Herm Sorcher's a marketing fucking genius. That's why.
It's that borough education. That is exactly right. Yep. They are the hat trick. And plus the pun throwing into the hockey hat trick. So he's got it all covered.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's more brilliant than I know he's a marketing genius. But I'll tell you, I met one of the coaches of the team one time. He worked with Herm at a different arena, different thing. He was like, yeah, man, he used to bring down toasters and raffle them off and stuff like that in the middle of the crowd, stuff like that. I was like, that sounds like Herm. He's like anything. He would raffle off anything.
I used to go see him when he was with the Newton, New Jersey, Sussex County Cardinals. Jose Oquendo was the coach. He's a Met from way back when. Herm would be on there like Barnum Bailey, behind home plate, trying to get people going and shit. It was funny.
Awesome. So Webb, the funniest thing that I took from the week of the NFL games was the Lions-Packers situation. We love to hate Aaron Rodgers. We love to hate Aaron Rodgers. It's like one of our favorite things.
Right.
And we love to love Dan Campbell when we can.
Absolutely.
And so the Lions get eliminated. I think one of our picks last week was the Lions getting some points, and there's a good chance that's on Sunday night because that's going to be for all the marbles for that. And it turns out Seattle wins their game Sunday, and so the Lions were eliminated. So at that point, I tell Webb, I'm like, listen, I'm just going to call it a night. The Saints game was enough. I'm going to fucking call it a night.
Right.
Lay off this game. I'm going to lay off this game. The Lions aren't playing for everything. The Packers are playing for everything. But I'm not. I'm gonna lay off. Sure enough, the Lions come out and whoop the Packers' ass.
Yeah.
Eliminate the Packers. So they're like, listen, I'm going home. We're all fucking going home. That's that. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be in the NFL. That's the way it used to be. Lions hate Packers. Packers hate Lions. Yep. Here's the deal. We're not going to the playoffs. We ain't going to the fucking playoffs.
That's it.
And our boy Dan Campbell and what's that running back that's always
Jamal Williams.
He's always got great lines.
Oh man, that was incredible.
Yep. Good dudes. They should put him on Hard Knocks again. They're my guys.
What did he say? I think I might have sent you the clip. So I guess he was kind of. He was crying. He He goes, "Don't take these tears for weakness or something." He goes, "We're dogs. We're dogs all the time." And it was just funny, man. It was great.
Here, let me see.
It was that dude had 17 touchdowns or something too. Like a touchdown a game. It's on there. I mean, if you just
I'm reading. He's all just talking shit about how everybody picked against him. We're the Lions. We're dogs and fucking everybody picked against us. He said I don't even watch TV, but I don't fucking know they picked against us. They told me.
And he was crying for a second, I guess, and then he's like, "Don't take these tears for weakness. Yeah. We dogs all the time."
So that was good stuff. All right, moving on. Webb, talking about the NFL playoffs. The shit that happens sometimes. The NFL, the knee-jerk reaction shit that the NFL does sometimes. So you play a whole season. Changed when the Saints went to the Super Bowl the first time. Saints got the opening kickoff in overtime against Minnesota Vikings, and they got a field goal on the first drive of overtime. Starting the following year, everybody had to touch the fucking ball. You couldn't just kick a field goal. You had to get a touchdown, and everybody touched the ball. Okay, great. Now, so we've been playing like this the last few years.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
You get the ball, you get a touchdown, and it's over. You get not touchdown, it goes on. The other team gets a chance. So now, even if in playoff NFL, even if you get a touchdown in the opening drive, the other team gets a chance to do something.
So this is, first of all, different from the regular season. And second of all, this is just this is like a kid, like you have a kid who cries and whines, and then you just say, all right, fine, I'll give you what you want just to hear you stop whining. So this is a direct effect of the Bills whining and crying for not being able to stop Patrick Mahomes in the final minutes and then overtime of the AFC Championship last year.
And, I don't even blame just the Buffalo Bills fans for this. When I woke up the next day on social media everywhere, every idiot that knows anything about football or nothing about football was saying, man, everybody should have got another chance to get the. Why?
Why? Right.
They had first of all, if I remember, it was a while. They had the lead like 8 different times. They had the lead with only seconds left. Like, if they make a play, there was like 15 chances they had to make a play on defense one time, and the game would have been over.
I think I think it was 13 seconds when Mahomes got in regulation to do. So I don't know I don't remember if it was a touchdown or a field goal, but I know it was like something ridiculous. And they failed to make a stop then, right. And then it goes to overtime. And yet again, you not only do you can't hold them to a field goal to get the ball, you can't hold them from a fucking touchdown. Like,
and it was time after time, but like even up to the 13-second drive, there was other things before
100%, that. 100%. I mean, when is it okay to lose? And why is it the Bills that are just? I don't know.
It's the American way, Webb. It's really the American way today. You just cry like a fucking bitch, and eventually you get your way. That's it. Now, here's what I'm hoping for, Webb. And look, I know the Bills now are the darlings, okay? Nobody's got an issue with the dude that got hurt on the Hamlin. Hey, by the way, the dude's home, flew to Buffalo, went to the hospital at Buffalo. Now he's home. Nobody's happier than us for Hamlin, right?
Phenomenal hit.
Nobody's happy. But now everybody's the Bills. To the point where like, if the Bills do win, it sometimes like how about this opening kickoff for the touchdown? Like, sometimes shit happens in the NFL that almost does look like it's a fucking WWE wrestling.
More than a few times, especially lately. I mean,
they run back the opening kickoff. Come on, come on.
Right. What's the percentage of kickoffs that get run back? 2?
The first play this team plays the whole fucking since that incident is a touchdown.
Right.
So anyway, just but everybody cry, the American way, cry. Speaking of American way, Webb, we talk about the NIL deals. And part of what makes these people make so much money is the fucking idiots that follow them on the Twitter, the Facebooks, the TikToks,
Instagram,
Instagram, right? So we've talked about the LSU gymnast before, Olivia Dunn, cute girl. Yes. Obviously, she's on there. She's a gymnast, college gymnast, which they're not making no scratch. Unless you're the NIL deal, she makes millions. She makes millions, and I've actually seen her now on like regular TV commercials.
Well, that's now you can. That's the the ultimate goal. Do the social media thing and then cross over.
Right. So she's doing that obviously, but she's still an LSU gymnast. So at her gym meet the other day, just crowds of fucking people, disrespectful to the other people that are doing the gym, that like to the point where she's got to come out, Webb, and be like, listen, please, if you're going to come to the events, please be respectful of the other athletes, of the other, be safe. He's got all these fucking idiots, idiots there, fucking like going like rock star style on this fucking girl now.
That's what she's. Welcome to America. Everything's plastic and nonsense and bullshit and just nonsense. Look at me.
I don't understand. I know we're old, Webb. I know we're old. I just don't understand. I get, look, you follow the girl for Instagram now. She's making money. Nothing on her. The fucking idiots, the fucking retard. I don't know what you're supposed to say that. They're fucking idiots. The people that follow this shit and rabid fucking people on the social medias. It gets me, Webb.
Assholes. The world is full of assholes, and it's you got to thin the herd somehow, but it's just it's too many.
No, you can't thin the herd. You can't even thin the herd anymore because everything's got to be careful. You can't do shit enough. They used to be able to do stupid ass shit and kill themselves.
Right.
Knock on wood. I don't want to do anything stupid.
And even with this bullshit Bills, we still bet on the Bills. Don't get me wrong, but I'm rooting against them just because of that shit. I'm rooting against them.
Right. Just because everybody loves them now.
Yeah, I hope they go. I hope it goes to overtime, and then they score a touchdown in overtime, and then the other team comes back and wins and scores a touchdown, and then gets the ball and kicks a field goal.
Yep.
Or
wins so that everybody can go, well, they should have had another chance. They should have had another chance to get
by the worst margin or the worst scenario possible. And then to see the Bills again try to change the rules again to make them win. And it's like
last time it was like everybody just wanted one more possession. It's like, no, it's just how many possessions are you gonna get?
But I'm on the Little League board over here or whatever. So we have these meetings now about starting the season, whatever. And I can't even, like, everyone wants participation trophies. What do we do? And like, what am I going to say? Like, the NFL, like the elite of the elite, is changing rules because people are whining and crying. So what argument do I have? And I'm like, well, the parents are going to say, well, the parents, what the fuck? I mean, the kid, how you get it's a life lesson. You win, you lose. You win, you get the thing. You lose, you don't. It's just, and there's no.
I mean, you might have to give up baseball and take up art. Some people have to do that. It's better for them.
Like, I don't need, like, it got to the point, like, I just don't even know what to say. Like, it's just like, there's a winner. You're not going to keep score.
Right. At what age? At what age?
It's young. I mean, it's T-ball and shit. But I get that. But you want, and I guess, the argument, I get it because you kind of want to have it, you don't want to lose kids, but how much sports and competitive sports is a kid going to play if he's already, what did I get for coming here on a Saturday morning for 90 minutes or an hour?
Listen, early on which ones are going to win in athletics. So we knew when we were 8 years old which ones were good and which ones weren't.
And they're talking about when they pick your All-Star. I'm like, I can pick my All-Star team right now. I don't even. I told them. I know my All-Star team.
Right. Whether little Jimmy plays right field or he doesn't play at all, I know he's not on it. That much.
2 or 3 that we can throw on if you want. That's fine.
All right. So also, there's a chance, with that missed game that there might be a neutral site. I was hoping the New Orleans would get this. Atlanta got it. Neutral site between the Chiefs and the Bills, so that'd be pretty cool. I don't know, something different.
Why does Atlanta get everything? Like, it seems like
that's what they get everything now. They got the new stadium. They get everything. I don't know, because I was hoping the Saints are out. They have a perfectly good dome that's going to be used for a Super Bowl in a year or two.
That's more than used to handling this type of thing, right? I mean, they have the infrastructure. It's old hat. Like, we were watching. we were watching something. We were watching the Stacey and the kids, and like, where I guess it must have been the championship game. And they're like, where's that? I'm like, it's probably in Atlanta. Like, I didn't even get. I mean, it was at SoFi. Once I looked, once I saw it, like, it's probably in Atlanta.
Yeah, because they just had the SEC championship was Atlanta, the national championship was Atlanta. Now they're getting this game, but it could have had something to do with Mardi Gras. Might be falling right in that same time frame. So that's possible. No, that's not true because Mardi Gras is the end of February, but I don't know.
I mean, is it the same time zone? I guess you guys would be an hour different, right? Because it's going to be.
Well, it doesn't matter. The game would be at noon or 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Here it's noon or 3. What's the difference?
It wouldn't matter. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So, all right. Anyway. I remember died the other day. Charles White. He was 1979, so we were 9 years old. Passed away, I think, of cancer the other day. Yeah. I was just at that, like, that was one of the names. Like, when it popped up, I was like, oh shit, I remember that dude. He was real good. Of the U.S. back in the day when USC always had awesome ass running backs.
Do you remember seeing him? I don't remember. I remember the name, like, and he was gonna. And that's almost like the dude Dupree from Oklahoma, like
Marcus Dupree or something.
Yeah, like they were these kind of legend guys that never really did that. Never did do anything for whatever reason.
Yep. So that's that. Webb, you want to talk a little bit about the Rams and the team? So it looks like they're probably going to be without McVay moving forward. We also have a couple of coaching vacancies already. I think the Texans got rid of their coach. Denver obviously got rid of their coach already, and we're probably
Carolina.
We're probably that's probably not the only list. I sure wish New Orleans was on that list, but they are not going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think Dennis Allen did just enough to make sure that we go 7-9 again. Next year.
Give another shot. Oh, everybody got hurt. Yep.
Right. Yep. So, but the Rams now, their team like this. So to all intents and purposes, they're going to be blown up completely.
Like McVay, I think is gone for sure. He's not coming back, and I know the OC is going somewhere else. They really didn't have too many play. Cooper Kupp was hurt he was Aaron Donald was hurt. Jalen Ramsey played, and then
without Stafford for the last few. I'm sure they're out.
Stafford is no good now. He's no good. Older, more injured and more overpaid. So he threw that ball to what's the guy's name? They shouldn't even have been in the Super Bowl. If that safety for the Niners catches that punt of a pass that Stafford threw in the NFC Championship, but whatever. So they are going to suck. So the question I had, they're going to, like, Aaron Donald's going to retire again. They're trading, what's his name, the corner we just mentioned. Cooper Kupp, I guess, would probably be the only, I mean, teams would scoop him up if they could, but he might have a real tough, because he just signed the extension. So did Stafford, and so did Aaron Donald. So anyways, is it, so the question I had, and we know the answer, is it worth having one ring for 5, 6, 7 and years of being shitty, and then the first couple years of those being way shitty? Now, there's a caveat to this. Now, you're not just, it's not like you're going to go 3 and 14 next year and you get the number 1 pick, or you could go out and spend some money and get, sign whoever's coming, sign a left tackle, sign a receiver, and all of a sudden you're back in 500 territory. They have no picks for 24 until, I think they don't, I'm not sure they have a first round pick until 26. And they have no cap money. So was it worth it for them that they won the ring to be irrelevant, like not even be in the conversation for the next 3 or 4 years?
Well, I think the short answer to that is yes. It's always, I think any fan's going to take a ring and say, well, I don't care what happens other than that. But they're going to be, but the thing with the NFL nowadays, I think even we've seen teams in that situation before that can bounce back rather quickly with the right person in place and with some of the right situation comes up. But the Rams seem to be in like a deep
those teams
hole.
Have assets, and usually, like, maybe you take 1 year, like, all right, we're going to bite the bullet and get everyone gone, get the cap right, and we traded our first round pick, we might as well. This team has no. They're not even not that they don't even have a first. They're not making picks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be difficult. I mean, obviously, you take the ring if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. You would take a fucking. I mean, there's teams that never won a Super Bowl.
They're like, listen, we're in that situation all the time anyway. Why wouldn't I take a ring?
Right, of course, right, of course. That's what
the thing with the Rams is, number one, Reb, the Rams have no fans. Number one. Number two, they're not going to lose. If they really suck, they're not going to lose ticket sales because all the tickets are sold to the other teams.
Right, and now it's even more of a destination because you're going out there, you're going to get a win.
You're going to get a W. You're going to get a W.
Yeah, that's great. Great points.
So, but it shows what a difference. Like we don't talk about the coaches, I think, enough. What a difference coaches make. Look at, we talked about Urban Meyer last year, and all of us, like, look, kudos to Jackson and Peterson. He's a Super Bowl ring coach, and now he's got his team in 1 year. This team that was like the doormat last year.
Yeah.
And look, you said it earlier, off air or whatever. They have a quarterback in place. Now he's in his second year. They have Etienne, who had a year off, wasn't there last year. But this team, even with those guys, was going nowhere last year. If they kept Urban Meyer around, now Doug Peterson comes in there, and they're instantly now a playoff team. Now we'll talk about the picks in a little while. I don't think, I think they've reached maybe the pinnacle of a little foreshadowing of what our picks.
They're a feel good team, obviously, no doubt, and kudos to them. I mean, but like you said, they had a lot of the first round pick. What's the kid from Georgia had a real good game in that last game against the Titans. Etienne, I don't know. He hasn't really done too much, but Trevor Lawrence is looking like he's a player. They still need pieces, but they're not. The cupboard is not bare, and they're certainly trending upward. And a couple free agents and a decent pick, and they'll be right there. Yep. Especially in that division.
Speaking of Coach Webb, I saw, like, I know you've been a little hard on Mike Tomlin at times, but I saw the other day he's been there 14, 15 years or something. He's never had a losing season. Not one. That's pretty fucking awesome, if you ask me. He does have a ring, so you can't act like, well, he never got. But to never have a season where you're 7-9 is pretty damn amazing. The Steelers are in the hunt every year. Every year they have something to say about that division. It just is the truth.
They're never bad. First of all, never bad. So you're always you're going to have a shot. You're going to be playing meaningful games after Thanksgiving, and that's all we talked about this the other day. It's all you can ask for. But the thing with Mike Tom, obviously, listen, that's incredible. I'm not the Steelers are like the picture or the epitome of the stability in the franchise. They keep a head coach.
Three head coaches in their however the whole time. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Tomlin. So I mean, unbelievable run by these guys.
And then it's not like they run through GMs, so that's just all very stable. And that shows you that the knee jerk doesn't work. Kind of now they've been fortunate, a little bit in terms of the lunacy that's gone on in Cleveland, and Cincinnati was real frugal. They ain't never paying nobody. And then you got to kind of fight the ups and downs of what's going on with the Ravens. But no, kudos to him. But my thing, I don't know what he's doing in the locker room, because there was some fucking shenanigans. They had Anthony Brown. He had Roethlisberger before he found God. That was obviously some shit happening.
Well, so you're not going to keep all these guys under wraps all the time. They're going to be who they're going to be. But it seems like he's got a young group here now that are buying into it again, because they really look like they were down and out. And they got the young quarterback from Pitt. Looks like he's going to be their guy. They got the running back that we love from Alabama.
Yep.
That we love, Harris or whatever. And so
they do it smart. I mean, they TJ Watt's real good. They got a couple good interior linemen. They made a deal, which is a little bit unlike them when they got Minka Fitzpatrick. Right. He's an all-pro.
They almost never make that blockbuster deal or the big time payday for somebody. Unless I think TJ Watt was probably one of the biggest contracts they've done in a long time. And that dude, like the record with him and without him is like that shit makes the money. That's all you have to look at for the money. When that really happens.
Right. And they're frugal about that stuff, and they do invest in like a sound individual. Like, and even if it blows up, it's not going to be, we got to get this dude out of here the next season type thing.
Yep. All right. Well, how about this, Webb? Let's make some fucking picks for playoff football. How about that?
Let's do it, man.
All right. Game 1, Saturday. 49ers and Seahawks.
This is one of the ones I was going to kind of lobby back to you. I got 9.5 and 42. This is San Francisco 49er playoff football, which means it's going to get a little bit. I'm taking Seattle. I like Seattle, plus I'm going to buy it to 10. I know Seattle doesn't beat them, but I'm still not sold on Brock Purdy. I know the defense is great, but the Niners don't seem to really. The playoffs are hard for Shanahan.
All right.
This game by
I was gonna, and I'm not big on laying a ton of points in these playoff games because the games end up close. But I've been talking about the 49ers since the day McCaffrey got there. I think I've been talking about how they're I think this team is ready for a run. Obviously, with Purdy there, that's a variable that I did not plan on when I was saying all that stuff. But they've really not missed a beat almost.
They don't really. The quarterback doesn't matter. I mean, they're going to do
because their pass plays, whether it's Garoppolo or quick tosses to the tight end and to Deebo Samuel.
Is Samuel back? He is, right?
I don't know. I don't know if he'll be back for this game. But
all right, let's leave. What do you want?
What about the total? Total super low in this. I kind of like the over in this. I think even when you think, oh, it's going to be such a low scoring game, how often do NFL teams really come out and play 16, 13 games? I don't think it happens that often because even the playoffs, shit can get away from you. And once you start pressing, then that's when the turnovers happen and things happen. I kind of like the over in this game. And we can take Seattle with the caveat that I like. I'll just let everybody out there in America know I like San Francisco laying the big number on this.
All right, well, let's take Seattle plus 10.
Plus 10 and over 42. All right. And the next game, Webb, this is one I talked about a minute ago. Jaguars are a feel-good story. And I know the Chargers have a hard time a lot of times doing that East Coast trip. But to me, that's when the games are at 1 o'clock. That's not when this game is at 7:15 Central Time. So it'll be a mid-afternoon game type thing for a West Coast team.
Start here.
I think the Chargers have a chance to make a run in these playoffs without anybody really talking about them. I like the Chargers to go there and win this game.
I don't like the Chargers. I'm sick of. I really liked Herbert coming out, and I still like him. I'm just sick of everybody saying how good the coach sucks. Mike Williams got hurt. He fucked up. The coach fucked up last week. The dude got hurt. They lost their left tackle. He's been out. They're not going to make a run. I'll tell you that. We'll take them in this game, and I'll give you the caveat that.
Okay, you got Seattle. I get the Chargers. That's what you're saying.
This is 2.5. Yeah, but I'm kind of sick of hearing about them. Just like I'm not like Buffalo, but everyone's the Chargers, and then they don't do anything. They kind of. It's not like they
people gave up. I think people gave up on the Chargers, and I'm saying they got a chance to get their shit together.
Did because it's just talk. The coach sucks, like I said, and I like their players, but they're kind of hurt. So,
all right, we'll move into Sunday. What about that total? What's the total in that game?
47.5.
Yeah.
I would go over. I think they can get to 48, but
okay, next game. This one's a tough game for me. The Bills and the Dolphins.
You can't take the Dolphins. So
no, absolutely not. It's just a big number. Was it 14?
13.5 and 43.5, and I don't know about the total either. I mean you're relying on some late game out of reach scores for the.
I like as long as it's not like a snowstorm or something. I like the over in this game. 43.5. I could see the Bills scoring 30. The Bills score 30 almost every darn week. Look at the last 3 weeks. The Bills games were 35, 35, and 32 were their score.
All right, so so you're looking at 30 to 14. Are they going to score 14 points? 35-14.
2 touchdowns.
I like the Bills too. They're going to smoke them.
Bills and over Bills.
And these last.
All right, this is one we might disagree on, Webb. The Giants and Vikings.
I'm all over the Vikings.
I'll say this. I've been on the Vikings 100 times this year. And early in the season, they covered for me almost every time. And then people started catching on, and every game was a struggle at that point. Every game was a struggle at that point. And you're telling me you like the Vikings. That's what you're saying to me?
The Giants, they won the Super Bowl. They made it. They did what their goal was, more than their goal. They're not good. I'm not saying the Vikings are good either. It's a road game. Indoor, it's just going to be tough. Daniel Jones didn't turn the ball over because he don't throw the ball. I mean, he's a good runner. The Vikings offensive line scares me, but the Giants, neither team is any good. I mean,
yeah, that's true. This is the game for either team. They're not going any further.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'll take over 48 because they will throw the ball. The Vikings will throw the ball, and the Giants. I mean.
All right, but I was thinking about taking the Giants plus the points, but I've been on the Vikings all year long, and you're talking me out of some stuff here. But we'll see what happens Monday. We'll see what happens with the Monday night. Okay, we're taking Vikings and over Vikings.
Yeah,
we're basically taking the over in every game so far.
Well, that's
but listen, but I don't have a problem with that. The NFL turns into in these playoff games. It turns into the last 5 minutes turns into NBA.
Right, exactly. Nothing matters.
All of a sudden, everybody throws once you start feeling like we're losing it, they throw every play, and that turns to points one way or another.
Right, defense just stops. They cover the play for 55 minutes, and then they forget that they got to cover the slant, or the linebackers got to step in 2 feet so they can't make the throw.
So the next play, Webb, is the Bengals and the Lamar Jackson-less Ravens.
This one is easy for me based on the fact that I hate the fucking Ravens, and I like Joe Burrow. I do not like the Bengals offensive line. I do like the dude that they just signed to $100 million on the Ravens, but he's an off the ball linebacker. I like the Bengals. That's probably too much. Then I fall back on the over again.
Yeah.
I mean, 40.5 is.
To me, these overs are low. Teams get desperate in the playoffs and they start throwing a shit. It would have to be a really stay close game for everybody to continue to hand the ball off and teams try and win this shit.
Well, the Bengals they're gonna throw the ball. I mean, they got fucking Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, plus the other 3 guys and a tight end. I mean, and Huntley is supposed to be good. Wasn't he an All-Pro? Like, I don't know. I just don't like the Ravens. I don't even know who's on the Ravens offense except for Mark Andrews, and he is good.
Yep. All right, so we'll move on. So we got Bengals and over, laying the wood. Webb, big game Monday night. Your boys versus Tom Brady.
This is
What you like about this?
There's no way the Cowboys can win this game. No way. No way. It's on grass. They're going to get shredded. Not shredded, but they're going to lose.
Dude, the Buccaneers are terrible.
They're getting their offensive line back.
Low.
Did you see the Cowboys last week against the Redskins? They have no cornerback. They're going to play Xavier Rhodes is going to play left cornerback. And they have no second receiver. But yeah, I get it. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. But listen, you want to take the Cowboys?
Like, I get it. The Cowboys can piss their season away at any point at any time. I know
they're
that.
Like
and they're playing against Tom Brady, who will unpiss the game away at any point at any time.
Their record is like 10. They suck on grass. Every aspect of their game is horrible on grass, including the pass rush.
I like the Cowboys in this game, bro.
All right, we'll take it. That's fine. Just I made it out there what I said.
All right.
The shabby ass Bucks could definitely shit the bed on the offensive side.
The Tampa Bay could have scored 10 points this whole game until the fourth quarter, and then Tom Brady will score 12 or something.
Right, then it'll go over. Right. All right, that works for me. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. Right. The one good thing, I'm not a Mike McCarthy fan, so the one good thing, if they lose, is maybe they bring somebody in, but I don't think that's going to happen either. So there's really no benefit to being a Cowboy fan if they lose this game. Dak Prescott is not that good. I've been saying it since we started the podcast. But he's not that bad. He's just not that good.
I just think the Tampa Bay has been beating shit teams for the last 4 weeks when they had to win and just barely squeezing the shit out.
That's true.
I'm just afraid Dak's going to give it. I'm afraid Dak's going to throw 2 picks, and that's
he's definitely going to throw 1. I mean, that's
where, unfortunately, that's where we're at with Dak at this point. Is like, right. Dude, are you just going to give this like are you going to spot them 14 fucking points?
Right. Right. That's right. Yep.
So, all right, here's our picks. Seattle +10 over 42. Chargers, Bills minus a bunch over Bills. Vikings over Vikings. Bengals over Bengals and the Cowboys.
Winners. It's like
winners all day.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we gave away $500. This shit is not cheap. I should have led. The show should have been led with this.
Yes.
If you want to fucking reach out, you want to fucking sponsor in any way. Want to thank the Buffalo Grill in Little Rock, Arkansas, Wilbur Investigations, MN3 Technologies. That's that, huh? For those guys. All right. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, John Grove, for the bumper music. And hopefully we get some winners here. These playoffs. It's playoffs football, people. Get excited. Webb, take
playoffs. Brick by brick, baby. Thanks everybody for listening. Playoffs time. Let's make some money. Freddie, congratulations again. Rev G, way to hang tough. That was fun. We'll have some type of tournament. Another next game would be for the NCAA. And like Smith said, man, follow, like, tell your friends to follow and like. Do us a favor. Every other moron and asshole on the face of the earth that's getting paid off the internet, let us do it too. Yeah. And then our prizes are just going to go up and up. All right, man. Thanks for listening, brick by brick, and you're welcome.